Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rendition. Choirboyz Outdoors. Do I get paid to review knives? Do I not have integrity? Do I shill? Interesting questions. We're going to answer. What we're not going to do is flip out and go crazy and do all that. What we're not going to do is base this video off a bunch of trolling comments or anything like that. Last week, Joe and I did a live, a blade talk with Scab and Joe, JS Bladecraft. If you haven't checked Joe out, you should. And basically, talking about knife reviewers, kind of what's behind the scenes, how we do videos, how we approach it, and we have a tendency to say we don't get paid. Peterbilt Knife Guy, phenomenal channel. He does a lot of cutting like I do. He's better at it than I am, and he's a really good guy, probably a better guy than I am, honestly. Peterbilt Knife Guy, great channel. We were talking about getting paid, and he said the knife is the payment. The knife they send you is the payment. That's a phenomenal point. It's a phenomenal point. And really, the truth is that I never looked at it that way. But sitting back, yeah. So we tend to, I think sometimes as knife reviewers, YouTubers, whatever, we tend to get very defensive. So I'm not doing that. And again, shout out to Peterbilt Knife Guy, great channel. And I love that comment because it makes you pause, it makes you think. So how do I address that? Well, he wasn't saying it to be a dick. Life's the payment. So what I want to do is I want to approach it from this standpoint, and I'll let you guys decide, do I earn it? Do I do enough to earn that? See, here's the thing with me. I'm nuts. I'm crazy. And I don't mean like, oh, look at me, I'm tough. No, I mean like I have issues. I have mental problems. So thanks, Peterbilt. You just added a ton of pressure to me. And let me tell you what I mean. This is going to be a little bit longer video, but I'm going to ask you to bear with me. I'm going to address this part, and then I'm going to separate another part of the video. My integrity has been called into question over Survive Knives. I am going to address that. But I want you to understand it's two totally different subjects. The payment for reviews is fascinating to me, and I want to delve into it. But I want you to answer the question: do I earn enough? Do I do enough to earn that knife? Because now from here on, that's the way I'll look at it. And I want y'all to understand something. When I started this channel, I started with my knives. I have always worked, guys. I work a ton of hours. Meg says I'm a workaholic. She's probably true. Up until about a year and a half ago, for 30 years, I had two jobs. I worked two jobs. And then it just got to a point where I was doing the two jobs, trying to make this channel go. It was where I was getting serious with the channel. And Megatron was a big reason. She said, babe, just stop. It's time to stop the other and focus on this. And I am forever thankful for her. So let me say that up front. Up front, everything we reviewed, I bought, where it was Kirk's. And when we first started, JR is really one of the first people to send me stuff. Timbo437, those two guys were the first two. Now, Backyard Knife Dude is the first guy to ever gift me anything. He's also the first guy to give me a shout out. Let's don't get off track. I want to look at this in a lot of ways. So, one thing I found fascinating was when we had Eric from Phobos Knives on, he was talking about sending knives out to review, and he shouted out some really good channels. But he made the comment that there was a couple channels he stayed away from because they required money to review the knife. And it was one of those things that it's on the Phobos with Eric's interview. I don't know the minute mark, but it's there. And it was one of those things where I remember me and Joe, even though we're in different, kind of looked at each other on camera, but it went by and we kind of missed the moment. But I wanted to say, who the hell? But I don't want to, that started this whole line of thought, okay? Now, having said that, let me say this. Everything that I'm going to say in this video pertains to me and the way I look at reviewing knives. Has nothing to do, it's not judgmental. I don't care how anybody does anything on any level. I really don't. This is Choirboyz Outdoors. This is what we're talking about. Guys, I reached out to Kevin with Devo Knives, and I can't remember the damn knife. It wasn't the Growler. I can't remember one. It was, I can't remember the knife, but I said, man, I want to check out that knife. That's the only time I have ever, and of course it's Kev, I reached out to anyone. Half-Breed Blades reached out to me. Work Tough Gear reached out to me. Jack Wolf Knives, thanks to Brandon Thrasher, they just started sending knives. Knives just started showing up. I did a review for Rosecraft because I love swags. Andy reached out. That's what I want y'all to understand, guys. And that's not, I say that sometimes and I think people think I'm being arrogant. No. There are guys who put in way more work as far as behind the scenes stuff than I do. I know that there are guys who will send requests for review stuff to everybody, hundreds, thousands of emails, and they get it in. You ask, I don't do that. I don't do that. I'll tell you why I don't do that. 2 reasons. One is I want to believe in what I'm reviewing. That's not a good way to put that. I don't do it because of ego. That's why I don't do it. I also don't believe that I have the correct skill set yet to say, hey, send me some knives. While yes, there is a degree of arrogance with being on YouTube. There has to be. You know, I don't care. Nobody's here for UNICEF. Nobody's feeding the children in using a knife video. It ain't happening. I'm not saying that. But I am very, very particular about what I show and how I show it. I am learning every single day. That's why when Half-Breed Blades reached out or Work Tough Gear, Mr. Vig's like, hey, brother, I'm sending you a box. It's got this. I'm like, I'm just humbled by it, honestly, that somebody believes enough in the channel. Now, they know, here's what knife companies should know. I'm gonna bust my ass. It's got nothing to do with wanting more stuff. It's got nothing to do with wanting a free knife. I work. It's gonna be a 12-hour day. I make decent money. I don't need free knives. And there comes a time, and I'm being honest here, where shit just stacks up, and you got a bunch of knives, and I love it, but you got knives in boxes, you got knives you'll never use. There comes a point where it's just too much. Here's the way I do things. And then we'll get into the question, do I earn the knife? And then we'll talk about my integrity. Here's the way I do things. Say you're a knife company. Well, I'll give you an example, okay? Jacob Peterson, Exodus Knife and Tools, Jacob Peterson, I think he was with the Survival Local or something. Jacob Peterson said, Scab, and I just did a short of it this morning, check it out. It's called Size Matters. He said, Scab, if I send you a knife, would you be willing to check it out? Would you want to? And that, people are like, hey, would you want to? Yes, I want to. Yes, send it. I love steel. I love knives, but here's what I love more. I love seeing if I can make that knife look good. I love seeing if my skill set matches. It's all ego with me. I want to be the best knife reviewer in the world. Meaning, I want you to go, you know, I'm on the fence with this knife. I've seen it on this channel. Man, they did a great job. I know what it looks like. But I want to see it work. I'm not cared about destruction. I'm going to use it as a cutting tool. I just want to see how it works. I want them to then go say, let me check out, so let me see if Scab's got it. That's where I want to be. Am I there? No way. Will I get there? I hope so. I'm 52. I could be dead tomorrow. So when they send a knife and you see the excitement, but guys, listen, we'll use this knife as an example. This is the Nomad EDC. Whether you like it, whether you don't, doesn't matter. That's not the point. This is my most carried knife, right? There's probably 100 shorts on this knife. There's probably 100 pictures on Instagram. There's probably I know there's 3, if not 4, full-length videos where I'm showing the knife work, or I'm doing something, or I'm moving forward. I've given one to Kirk. I've given one to Joe. I'm trying my best to give you the best look at that knife. So when a knife company sends me something, they're going to get my best. Not because I want more shit, not because I'm obligated. It is a personal matter of pride with me. How good can I make this knife look? Now, listen to me. I'm not trying to deceive anyone. I'm not trying to sell you a knife. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to con you. That's why I show everything. That's why when we cut stuff, I'm showing you we're cutting it. You can see it work. You cannot listen to me. You can turn the volume on mute and put music on and just watch the knife work. You'll see the different grips. My hands are busted up. So if a knife is comfortable to me, that's important, right? So I want to give you the best look. And for the knife company, I want them, if somebody said to them, well, what makes your knife different? Well, watch this video. Here's how it performs. That's an immense amount of pressure. People say, well, it must be nice. I wish they'd send me stuff. Why don't they send me stuff? Because instead of doing that and whining, why don't you just work hard at your craft? Luck has nothing to do with why people send me stuff. Nothing. It's because they know when they send me stuff, I'm going to bust my ass. I don't mention price. How am I trying to sell it? There's a lot of reasons I think, hey, you need to pick one of these up. Say that. Hey, I will say, man, this is badass, man. I love this knife, man. Look at that. The knife's working. Too many times, there's been too many knives that's gotten a bad rap because somebody didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they showed it anyway, they posted it anyway, it was horrendous, and the knife, not the reviewer, because the reviewer, well, oh my God, this is a bad knife. No, you just don't have the skill set for it. Your best guys, your best reviewers are going to go, if a knife's bad, they're going, guys, this isn't safe. This is why this isn't safe. It didn't come sharp. Yes, it's sharp, but it's just uncomfortable. Knives are so subjective. That's why we don't make blanket statements, or you shouldn't make a blanket statement. Do I earn the knife? I don't know. That's a lot of pressure. Thanks, PBK. Because now, and it's kind of like, and I'm not mad, I'm just being smart, but at the same time, and by the same token, guys, it's like the first time I got a comment, somebody's like, man, I watched your review and I bought that knife. I thought, oh, shit. That adds a degree of pressure there. Because I know what it's like to work. I know what it's like to sweat. I know what it's like to bust my ass. I know what it's like to work hard. You got bills to pay. You got X amount of dollars to buy a knife. You want the best bang for your buck. I am a working man. I don't want to lead you wrong. That's why the other day with that axe, my skip, a lot of that was me. I'm always going to take accountability for what I do. Do I earn the knife? I don't know. I mean, as far as that goes, you're guaranteed to get 10 to 15 to 20 shorts on that knife. I'm going to do my dead level best to do some cutting, some chopping, some slicing to give you that look. I hope that I earn it. The other thing I do with knives, I don't sell knives that are sent to me for review. I don't sell worktop gear. I'm not selling half-reed blades. I don't sell any of them. I don't believe in that for this channel. Other people can do it. That's fine. They're not affiliated with me. And let me tell you this, and you understand this. If somebody ever says to you, well, this knife came from Choirboyz, old scab, he said sell it, it's okay. You come and immediately post on my video, and you really don't have to, because that's a lie. Nobody sells anything for me. Nobody represents this channel other than me or my wife. If I need something put out there, Joe or Donnie will put it out there. Be careful with that. And if somebody has tried to sell you on something, let me, and I'm mentioning this because this just happened the other day. I don't sell knives. Y'all know that. Nothing against it for other channels. That's what they do. Hell, I understand it. it's something in the back of my head. Now, if I buy a knife, or if I've traded for that knife, or that knife's mine and it's mine. See, that's the other thing. When these companies send me knives, yeah, they're mine. And if that's currency, it's a currency I can't spend because I'm not going to sell it. But it's still, I do agree it's payment, you know. It has to be, doesn't it? It has to be. You just have to put in the work. People are going to get defensive, okay. But I don't want to do that. I just want to earn the knife. The other thing is this, let me address this really quickly. JR has built this channel. JR has sent more knives than Work Tough Gear. He's sent more knives than anybody else combined. Timbo is right there behind JR. And when I say more knives than anybody else, I'm talking about companies, okay? JR is a guy that owns a business that loves knives. He'll buy a knife, scab them, send us a knife for you to try out. I send them all back. When you hear I've got knives from JR or Timbo, they're going back, or Jacob, or whoever. And I don't want to leave anybody out. That'll be on my mind now for the rest of the day. Did you leave anybody out? Listen to me. If a subscriber or JR is part of this team, or a choir member or anybody sends me a knife to check out, I'm going to check it out. Guy got all worked up because of Survive Knives. Question my answer, well, I guess every YouTuber, they just get free knives. Shut up with that. Shut up with that. You don't know what you're talking about. Survive Knives has never sent me anything. The issue was over Survive Knives. Survive Knives does not have a good reputation at all for pre-orders and things like that. But let me tell you this, and let me say this. JR has bought 5 or 6 Survive Knives. He's got them. He's waiting on 2. Okay? This guy that made this comment, I guess, wants me to lie like you. It's your job to protect. No, it's not. You want me to lie and say it's a bad knife. That's a lie. Survive Knives make some of the best knives on the planet when they make them. I'm not engaging in slander. We've already seen what a clickbait title and half-truths do. Happens all the time. Why? Because negativity gets views. I could have named this something negative and it would have got triple the views. This video ain't gonna get that many views. It's okay. The people that watch it are the ones that I want to watch it. They're the people that ride with me. This long ass comment, and I went off, and here's why I went off. Survive Knives has never sent me a thing. That's the first thing. Secondly, if I haven't bought a knife, or if I haven't sent money to that company, if I haven't done a transaction, I'm not running them down. See, I know some of you are comfortable with that. I know some people are comfortable with, well, I heard. I'm not a gossip. I'm not a bitch, and I'm not doing it. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't spent a dime with that company. I'm not running them down. That's wrong. And it happens all the time. Why? Because people worry more about clicks and views than the truth. A lot of people, from what I understand, are upset with Survive Knives. Let me explain something to you. This channel is about functionality and quality of the knife. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad knife when there's some of the best made. That's not up for debate. As far as integrity, I've done a lot of wrong shit. But I'm not a hypocrite. And I'm not going to lie because you had a bad experience. Well, I was hurt as a child, and I'm mad, and I'm going to bend. No. Well, I'm not good enough to do reviews, so I'm just going to do hate and troll. See, most of the, please don't put scab, don't worry about trolls. I don't lose 1 ounce of sleep. See, there's a difference in a troll. Hey, where you got a knife, fat boy? That's funny to me. I get that a lot. But if you're one of these that think you're going to come along and hijack my channel, I'll just block you. See, there's a lot of people, well, I've got thick skin and I've never blocked. Oh, I blocked the shit out of them. Not because, listen to me, not because I have a problem. If you got a problem with a company and I do a review on their knives and you come to that review and you say, listen, brother, this is the issue that I had, I'm not going to mess with your comment. I'll probably be like, dude, I am so sorry to hear that. Hope it gets worked out. But if you're one of these clowns that think that you're going to go to every single video about this particular and just regurgitate bullshit, or go to every video about, say, the V44X and regurgitate your same hypocritical bullshit, and I'm going to put up, I'm not. Freedom of speech. This ain't a free channel. I'm not going to let anybody run anybody down on hearsay on this channel. Whether I have integrity or not, that's up for you to decide. But I can tell you this, clown, know what you're talking about. JR sent those knives to review. They're badass knives. They make a great knife. I'm not going to slander a company. I'm not going to slander a company when I haven't spent money with them. That's wrong. I don't give a shit who you are, without giving them an opportunity to respond. What do I mean? I'm not going to say, I'd never say anything about a company without having them on Blade Talk. And then I'm not going to say nothing bad about them. We're just going to talk about it on there. There's a lot more bullshit that goes on behind the scenes, which is sad, in this community. Y'all don't know how many times I've come real close to just saying to hell with everything. I'm going to stick with Choirboyz community and this whole other bullshit y'all can have. But that's petty and whiny on my part. I'm going to take care of and shout out and review every knife I can. I'm going to take care and shout out every content creator that I can, if I can help them. What I'm not going to do is lie on the company or talk about a company that's hearsay. Well, after that pleasantness, the first part is a tough one. Again, thanks to Peterbilt Knife Guy for bringing that up. I don't disagree. I just hope, and my goal is to provide enough content to earn what they send, right? That's my goal. The second part I wanted to address because, and let me just say this, if you're a subscriber, like Timbo437 has a channel, that guy helps a ton of guys out. He just sent a box. You know, I am forever, and I guess, guys, that's why I don't look at it like I've got to sell. I don't have to beg. I'm blessed because I've got 4, 5, 6 guys that send knives that if I started today reviewing knives, it'd be 2 months before I'm caught up with everything. I'm thankful for that, man. I'm thankful for this channel. Listen, I'm thankful for y'all more than any of it. This has been a wild one. It's been a crazy one. I hope it's kept some coherency. I'm Scab. You're not. I love y'all. I really do. Not you.